For years, Charlie Woods was just Tiger's son, a shadow, a name that carried weight but not proof. Golf fans whispered, can he really play? Or is this just the legend's kid enjoying a free pass? That question lingered like smoke over every tee shot he took. But then, something happened. The whispers turned into a roar. And what they discovered changed everything. This wasn't hype anymore, it was history cracking open. At just 16, Charlie Woods did what most golfers never achieve in a lifetime. He aced it. Not once, twice. According to Aftonbladet, Charlie sank his second hole-in-one in just 9 months. Think about that. 2 perfect swings, 2 perfect shots, before he's even old enough to drive a car legally in most states. This wasn't luck. This was precision. Lightning doesn't strike the same spot twice unless someone's swinging the club. The golf world had just been warned loudly. A hole-in-one is supposed to be rare, something golfers brag about for decades. But when a teenager collects them like trophies, you realize this isn't a normal story. It's not a fluke. It's a statement. Charlie's shot ripped through the silence, telling everyone watching, "I'm not here to imitate, I'm here to dominate." The echoes didn't stop at the green, they rolled through every clubhouse and locker room. People stopped asking if he was Tiger's son. They started asking something far more dangerous. Is this the start of the next Woods era? That's the shift. Overnight, Charlie went from curiosity to contender. The kid who once stood in his father's shadow now casts one of his own. A hole-in-one is a moment. 2 hole-in-ones in 9 months? That's a warning shot. And golf had better pay attention, because if this is the beginning, imagine what comes next. The roar has only just started, and it's getting louder by the day. Every rise comes with shadows, and Charlie Woods has already faced his. If Chapter 1 was about brilliance, Chapter 2 is about struggle, the kind of struggle that can either break you or forge you. And Charlie's test came on a stage where no young golfer wants to stumble, right in front of his legendary father. The name Woods is a crown, but it can feel like chains too. At a junior tournament, Charlie had what the media politely called a horror show. The Sun reported how he fell apart under pressure, spraying shots, missing putts, and looking like a boy drowning in expectations. And watching from just a few feet away was Tiger Woods, the man whose shadow stretches over every blade of grass. Charlie walks on. Imagine that weight. Every missed putt isn't just your mistake, it feels like a betrayal of the name stitched on your bag. It wasn't just a bad round, it was humiliation played out in public. But here's where most stories stop. For many, a day like that scars you, makes you timid, makes you small. Not Charlie. Instead of shrinking, he came back swinging. The very next round, he stunned the field with birdie after birdie, flipping his horror show into a highlight reel. His card read like redemption, written in ink, a kid who refused to fold, who refused to be defined by failure. That's the difference between hype and legacy, how you respond when the lights are the brightest and the crowd is waiting for you to crack. Golf isn't just about talent, it's about scars, recoveries, and the quiet moments where no one believes you can rise again. Charlie's bounce back wasn't just about golf. It was about resilience, about proving to the world and to himself that he wasn't just Tiger's son, he was a Woods who could take the heat and still rise. And if a 16-year-old can handle that kind of fire, imagine what he'll do when the flames get hotter. Every young career has a moment where the whispers stop and the world finally listens. For Charlie Woods, that moment came in Florida. The New York Post called it the biggest win of his young life, a tournament where the son of Tiger Woods didn't just show up, he shocked the entire field. This wasn't inheritance. This was earned, stroke by stroke. He entered the Team TaylorMade Invitational as an underdog, ranked 604th in the world. On paper, he wasn't supposed to scare anyone, but golf isn't played on paper. It's played in the heat of competition, and Charlie lit that course on fire. Birdies stacked up, opponents crumbled. By the final hole, the gallery wasn't just watching Tiger's son. They were watching a Woods rewrite his own story. The question wasn't, who's his dad anymore? It was, who's going to stop him? But here's where the story gets real. For all the glory of that victory, Charlie wasn't invincible. Golf Monthly reminds us he still fell short in his bid to make the U.S. Junior Ryder Cup team. That rejection was a reminder. Greatness isn't a straight line. It zigzags, it punishes, it humbles. And for Charlie, it was proof that even in triumph, the climb continues. Winning one battle doesn't mean you've won the war, and golf is the longest war of all. What makes this turning point so powerful is that it carried both sides of the coin. The breakthrough victory silenced the doubters, but the missed Ryder Cup spot kept him grounded. It showed he's not a product of hype, he's a work in progress, a teenager learning the brutal rhythm of success and failure. And in that balance lies something more dangerous than raw talent: hunger. Because nothing fuels a Woods like unfinished business, and Charlie has plenty of it left to burn. Numbers don't lie. And when Charlie Woods shocked the golf world with his biggest win, the rankings did something no one expected: they exploded. According to the Times of India, Charlie didn't just climb a few rungs on the ladder. He jumped from 604th in the world junior rankings to 14th. That isn't progress. That's an earthquake. The kind that rattles the entire foundation of a sport. Think about it. In the span of one victory, Charlie vaulted past hundreds of names that had spent years clawing for position. These weren't weekend players. They were top-ranked juniors, seasoned competitors with resumes built on steady results. And yet, 1 week of brilliance from Tiger's son sent shockwaves straight through their territory. It wasn't just a rise. It was an announcement. Golf has a new problem, and his name is Woods. But here's what makes it even more terrifying for the competition. He's only 16. 16, and already ranked alongside the best juniors on the planet. Most golfers at that age are still learning how to handle pressure, still figuring out who they are. Charlie has already proven he can collapse under the spotlight and bounce back, proven he can outduel fields stacked with talent, and now the numbers confirm it. He's not a prodigy waiting for his chance. He's a contender staring down the future. And rankings don't just reflect skill, they reflect trajectory. From 604th to 14th is not just a leap, it's a forecast, a signal that this kid is on a rocket path. That every tournament he enters from now on won't just be about experience, but about expectation. Opponents won't look at him as Tiger's son anymore. They'll look at him as the teenager already tearing through the ranks. Because when the numbers scream this loud, you don't get ignored, you get feared. Put the pieces together. 2 hole-in-ones before turning 17. The collapse under pressure and the fearless bounce back. The breakthrough win against elite competition. The leap from 604th to 14th in the world rankings. Every chapter leads to one unavoidable truth. Charlie Woods is no longer just Tiger's son. He's a rising force carving out his own destiny. And golf is only beginning to realize how dangerous that island is. Because this story isn't about inheritance, it's about evolution. Tiger Woods rewrote the rules of the game once before: power, precision, dominance. Now, the name Woods carries a new edge, a new generation, a sequel no one thought possible. What happens when a sport already reshaped by one man suddenly gets a second chapter written by his son? History doesn't repeat itself, it escalates. But here's the twist: Charlie isn't Tiger. He's growing in a different era, under brighter lights, with every shot instantly broadcast and judged. The pressure is relentless. The comparisons are endless. Yet instead of breaking him, it seems to be fueling him. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every victory becomes a signal. And every number on the leaderboard adds weight to the idea that golf isn't just looking at another star, it's staring at its future. The name on his bag may be familiar, but the story being written is brand new. And so the question lingers like thunder in the distance. How far can Charlie Woods go? Will he carry the name into new heights, or build an empire of his own that even his father never imagined? No one can answer it yet. But the signs, the stats, the moments, they all point in one direction. This isn't just a kid chasing his father's shadow. It's a contender poised to change the game for the next generation. And when that future finally arrives, golf will never be the same again.